Hi guys, DN Neo here, and well, this is going to be an update video. I've actually made bullet points for once. No notes, but bullet points. Maybe I wish I would have taken notes, but here we go. So, update on where I've been. I have been, I basically needed to step away. After the death of my nan, I couldn't take it. I snapped, I broke, whatever you want to call it. And that was actually going on even in the last videos that I did post. And I was starting to get ideas come, I was starting to get creative ideas coming, and I'd go to people and go, hey, how would I do this? Like, I've seen this in types of videos, like, how do I get around this, and all the copyright stuff, and it wasn't worth it. The amount of energy for a very stupidly simple concept, and all the walls I was hitting with regards to content, and all the rules, and all the this is how you've got to do stuff, and the risk of what I wanted to do, of strikes and videos not being published, etc, etc. And it just wasn't worth it. I was getting really stressed. I was getting down even more than I already was, because all I wanted to do was be a content creator, do fun little ideas. You know, I had the computer, that was relatively new at the time, and just everything felt like a chore. And here's the thing, content creation, or some videos, it can be hard work, and that's fine. And you know what? I'm arguably not at the level I should be after 5 years, or possibly even longer now. Again, this last year, or this year, it's been it's been the worst year of my life. Just period. And with that combination with the frustration of, I just wanted to do something cool, I just wanted to do something nice, I finally had the equipment, I finally had the means of doing what I wanted to do, and it was just brick wall after brick wall after brick wall, and I had had enough. I think in my head I went, I'm done. This is not worth the stress. It's not worth it. And I'm going to sound very defeatist for probably the majority of this video, but there is news at the end. But anyway, I'll carry on. And at that time, I wasn't really feeling it either. I loved the videos that I was doing with friends, etc. And just little talking videos. I loved doing that again. But there was it wasn't worth it. And this is going to be a bit of a mini rant, and I'm going to try and make this the only time that I talk about it in this video, because I've spoken about it a lot over the years. Platforms, all you're doing is making it harder for us. And in my mind, we're the ones that make your platforms. Just gonna let that sink in for a minute. So anyway, I had, and all the demons came up of, well, I've been doing this for so long, and I've not got anywhere. No one seems to actually care what I was trying to do, or what I was trying to create, or the points I was trying to make. And to a certain degree, those feelings are still there. But I shall get onto that later on. So the update on my mental health now. It's difficult. The appointments that I was waiting for have only just started. Yes, all that time ago when I was talking about appointments and waiting for things to be set up, that's only just started. Yeah, that's the kind of roller coaster in hell I've been going on. I did put mental health update, but there isn't really much I can say about it. I'm still bent and twisted, out of shape over everything, and it's still hitting me really hard. I really don't know what else to say. A few people got in touch with me when this all started, and then that kind of vanished. Which, fair enough. Not trying to do hate or whatever, but I think in a lot of people's mind, I'm over. I'm over the stuff that happened, and I've just been going through this bleak time. I want to set the record straight because I feel it's important. I'm not. I actually now can't ring my granddad and speak to him for any length of time because the upset and the emotion, not because my granddad upsets me, but just the reminder and the fact that, you know, I can ask to speak to Nan. I can't. Anyway, and it's all this stuff, all that people either forget or don't keep in mind. There was a lot of frustration, and I was lashing out at a lot of things. Like, the people that I was going to help for, they were like, whoa, like, just calm down, I'm trying to explain it to you. And it wasn't even necessarily frustration at them, it was frustration at how goddamn difficult they've made it to be a content creator. And people disagree with me, that's fine. Look, this is my time to say my opinion, and obviously you can disagree with an opinion. There's a reason why it's opinion and not fact. But I've spent my time listening to people and saying that it's fair and it's real and it's okay and they did the best they could. Well, I don't buy it at all. And it really, really stifled me. It knocked my confidence as a person. It knocked my confidence of wanting to create stuff. And it still knocked me. I don't feel like I can publish anything without a risk now. That's just where I am. And it was funny because over the last few months I've seen bigger YouTubers say, well, this is an issue, and there's been issues with publishing or uploading videos. I'm not going to mention channels that I've watched because I don't think that's fair, but it was basically just them saying struggles that they've had, and a few of them were like, you know, if I didn't have a YouTuber app, I don't know what people would do because there's just nowhere to go to. You can't get answers. And it really made me... It made me angry. Not just at YouTube, but it made me angry at what content creation has become. In my mind, content creation is a way of putting something out there for the viewers to watch. It shouldn't be swamped in this politics and all these barriers you've got to literally kick down. And maybe because I've had that mindset, it will mean that I will never get to a top level. And you know what? I've got to the point now where I just don't give a fuck. And I just don't care. I don't care about getting anywhere with this, and again, there is kind of a final thing of all this, and you'll probably it will explain probably a lot more, hopefully. But kind of moving on to the next point, but I've kind of been talking about it anyway. The frustration of being limited as a creatively, in terms of, again, the risk. And you know, it wasn't even ideas that was going to do anyone any harm. So, for example, one of the ideas I had was I have all of Dragon Ball Z on DVD, and I'd seen channels that do reviews on films or series, and it was, well, you've got to jump through this hoop, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to do it this way. Otherwise it just won't publish and you'll get a strike. And it was basically going to be me going through the entire Dragon Ball Z, and talking about it and trying to give my insight as a long-term fan. And it wasn't worth it. Like, and again, I appreciate people like other content creators that are going to be like, well, you know, the grind, the effort, that is what makes it worth it. And to a certain degree, I get it. You know, if you've spent months on an idea and then finally you get to put it out there. But this was nothing like that. It was simply a fan of Dragon Ball Z that was so happened to put it on the internet and say his opinions. That was it. It was no grand idea. It was no breaking through for my channel. It was not going to be such a creative idea where my anxiety was up about it because I didn't know if it was going to do or if people were going to take it seriously or etc, etc. It was none of that. It really wasn't. And for me, that really makes me sad. It really upsets me. And, you know, people are going to go, well, darn, it's been like this for years. But it seems like, unless you're on top, you can't do what you want to do on YouTube. And again, I appreciated the bigger channels coming forward and saying, hey, we're hitting this issue, guys, as well. Like, it's not just you little guys as well. And that made me feel better. Not because they were struggling. It wasn't a, ha, you're finally getting your upcomings. It was, oh, okay, so this is happening. And this is not just they're picking on the little guys because they know. And here's the thing, quite frankly, they know they can get away with it because there's no consequences. We can't complain. There's nowhere for us to go. We just have to sit back and take it. And that really, that was the fight. On top of the mental health, on top of the stress, on top of the me feeling like crap. And this video is going to go dark in a minute, by the way, so trigger warning. But just to finish off this point, it really was like, okay, maybe, you know, the whole thing that YouTube bragged about or said, oh, everyone's even on this platform, it seems was actually a reality. And that, again, it was that weird thing of realization of, okay, maybe the stuff that they've actually been talking about is real. And every now and then it comes up, but there was a ton of videos from upper content creators saying, look, we hear you, we're having this struggle as well. And I was really tempted to do a video and to go, can we please, like, make so much noise that YouTube can ignore us, Google can ignore us, whatever, whoever the hell is pulling the strings. And usually I would scream from the top of my lungs, and usually what would happen is it would get ignored. Because that's what happens. It really, I sat there and I thought about it, and you went, you know what, it's just not worth it. It's not worth me getting so passionate about something to just be ignored. And the thing kind of dawned on me of, whatever I say, it's gonna be ignored because I don't have the numbers to back it up. And it's a realization that I had years ago, but it was something that I never wanted to, I never wanted to believe that it was as important as what it is. And whether you've got lucky, whether you've grinded, whether you've grafted, whether you've pushed for years, whatever it is, and I don't, maybe this video will get hate, I really don't know. I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna call this video. Yeah, it really upset me. And on top of all that, at the time, going back to the mental health update, at the time, I don't want to see a load of videos now suddenly asking me if I'm okay, because, quite frankly, it's too late now. But at the time of all this was going on, my mental health got very dangerously low. Dangerous. I'm gonna say that word again. Dangerous. There was suicide attempts. Not just one, not just two, not just three. There was a lot. And it didn't bring everything into focus, but it definitely made me go, am I going to deal with the frustration, the politics, the tape, and jump through all these hoops for a platform that doesn't really give a shit about me? And I mean that in terms of YouTube or Google or whatever. And I just went, no. And as soon as I can't remember whether I said it out loud or I just thought it, as soon as I said no, I was like, okay, that's where I am right now. That's the mindset, that is the level of dangerousness and lowness that I am at. And that's kind of where I've been. And again, this video possibly sounds very dark, very bleak. here's the thing. This isn't about trying to get most views. This is... And honestly, I'm probably just going to call the video off the bullet points. Because I've no idea what the hell to call this video. But a little... It wasn't even an idea. It was a concept of getting certain things done with regards to my channel, with regards to content that I've always wanted to do. And that was to... Well, we'll get to that, but this real kind of realistic idea came into my head. Wasn't big, wasn't complicated, and that's kind of what's prompted this video. To be honest. So the next bullet point is very simply called The End. I need to really explain this, and I need you guys to really hear this. There's been many times where I've gone, I'm done, or I need a break, or I need to walk away. This end is, or the end that I'm going to talk about, is the end where I get to end the channel. I'm satisfied, and I get to walk away. And the time when I was going through all this, I weirdly started watching, and maybe it was because of what was going on. For anybody who's a wrestling fan or WWE fan, Triple H taking over from Vince McMahon. I know this is a weird kind of sideway, but just go with it for a minute. I started watching videos of him talking about an operation he had, which meant he couldn't wrestle anymore, and essentially him saying he was happy to end his career. And I started watching more videos with that. And I started watching actors. And them, and kind of sensing the last few interviews of this is the end. And yes, I'm sorry, I am going to smoke while recording because this has been a lot. And I'm not gonna edit shit because anyway. But and it really started dawning on me, and I started seeing reflections in myself of people ending their careers on they're not happy the way they've had to go. And a little thing kind of came into my head. It was a very tiny thing, and I'd love to do a full-fledged interview with the Captain Dave. I know he's not done anything for years on YouTube. He may be absolutely sick of it. He may just want to get on with his life. But that's how I want to end it. Speak to the man that at that particular time in my life I was so low, and he gave me something to strive towards. He gave me something that I could feel passionate about all those years ago, even further back than that. And I went, okay, and it started brewing in my head of, okay, what's unfinished stuff that I want to do if I'm going to end? And it started turning into this, okay, there's that's going to be a month's worth of work. That's going to be, that's going to be maybe and a year, 2 years. And it started becoming this almost weird ultimate bucket list of a way of saying goodbye and a way of walking away and being like, I'm okay. And that's why it's very weird that the bullet point is called The End, because I think I am in that headspace of, okay, if I can get these things done that I have in my head, then I'll be happy to walk away. And it's very strange, and I don't know whether people are going to get this, but that's my objective now, to get to a place where I'm going to be able to go, I'm happy to walk away. I can not create another single video and I'll be done. And to me, to get everything out in that time space as well, and all my frustrations, all the, I don't want to call it knowledge, but all the things of just wanting to get it all out, you know, games, ideas, projects, and it really started to become this massive undertaking, and I really started to get very overwhelmed and very scared, because the feeling of, well, I'm going to be trapped in this for years. And again, my head kind of went, wait, why am I using trapped for something that I want to do? And my mind kind of went, okay, I've got two options. Either I drop all this and I go, I'm just not well, and I walk away and I have those regrets. And the second part of this is the last bullet point. I know I've been talking for a while, simply called the plan. And the plan is very, very simple. I do videos, I do projects, I do discussions when I can. I'm not going to give you guys a time frame. I'm not going to give you guys an upload schedule. Nothing. Because for me now, this is more important than a damn fucking platform or numbers. This is a way of me, in my head, being able to walk away at the end of this huge bucket list and being like, okay. And it's not, oh, well, I want to do this certain game. No, it's more important stuff. And the bucket list does contain games, so don't worry. Games are not suddenly vanishing, and it's just going to be years of this and rants and stuff like that. Even though I don't see them as rants, I see them as me, a human being, hopefully trying to convey how I'm feeling, etc., and hopefully in a space where they will be respected. But anyway, and yeah, so that's the last bullet point of the plan. I'm not even going to discuss what's on the bucket list. Honestly, in all fairness, I haven't even started writing it. It was just an idea where I went, okay, this is the plan now. This is what I want to do, and I'm not gonna sacrifice any more for content creation, for a channel, for a platform that does not give a shit about me. I just want to do this for me now, and I just want to make sure that once I've done that last thing, I can go, okay, I'm done, and I'm happy. And that may shock a lot of people. And again, I've not put a time frame, I've not put pressure, I've not put an order. Don't get me wrong, if it's a game, then I'll probably make sure that I record an entire walkthrough So it's not going to be like 6 months, I've only done one part of the game, then suddenly I go back to it and all that. So there is going to be that. There is going to be, you know, that sort of thing. But it's not going to be upload Wednesday, every Wednesday. It's, no, because I've had enough of, as far as I'm concerned, playing a game and talking about the ins and outs of being a content creator and the platforms and the politics of something that just does not care. And it's not on, and it's not fair, and it's, you know, it's not. And for people that are really pushing and really sacrificing for their channels in whichever way, whether it's financially, whether it's mental health, whether it's physical or physically, I really feel for you guys, because I can't now see a way of where platforms, maybe when they're new, but the platforms aren't going to suck content creators dry. And again, in all those ways, or one of those ways and further beyond, I don't see it, and I'm not prepared to be a cog in that machine that doesn't value, quite frankly, the people that are keeping their platforms alive. And that is the way I see it. That is the way that I think it should be seen and respected. It's not, obviously. But yeah, so this has been a massive update. This has been very, very emotional. Hopefully this all makes sense. I've now got to learn how the hell to edit this video, just to put a screen over the top and all that. So, and all that again. And there will be tiny little updates every now and then of what I'm working on. But again, please don't expect a sudden backlog or enforcement in videos. I'm not doing it to myself, again, as I've said. But yeah, guys, thank you so much to all of you, whoever is listening to this video and actually took the time to really listen. Those are the people that I'm gonna value now, honestly, because that's what this kind of the end / the plan is about now for me. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Bye.